How's it going, everybody? This is going to be your 2024 character farming guide for Marvel Strike Force. This guide is going to help you get your raid teams in order, get a good arena team, prep for the coveted legendary characters like Nova, Black Cat, and Green Goblin Classic, as well as the coveted Apocalypse. This should also help you mid-game players prioritize where you want to put your certain store currencies so you're not wasting it, because of course, we get everything in time for free from orbs. So it's important not to overdo it in the shard farming, because then it just becomes ultimates and there's a lot of lost value in that. So without further ado, let's get into this right now. Start with some general guidance here. Now for you new players, unlocking all the characters shown is more important than hard farming a certain character to whatever star level I'm recommending or whatever star level you aspire to get the character to. Unlocking the characters is kind of the base place you want to be for the game. Then you're going to build characters when you need them. We're going to be unlocking characters like Agatha Harkness, Abomination, Brawn. Doesn't necessarily mean we want to immediately build them the second we have them unlocked, because we're not going to be using them for quite a while until we are ready to step foot into that Apocalypse grind. And that leads into the last point, plan ahead for Legendaries and Apocalypse. This is the whole point of a video like this. You're going to be getting the shards for the characters you're going to need for those events ahead of time, because you can't do it on the spot, not without opening up your wallet with some big costs. All right, let's jump into it, starting with the Worthy campaign farms. Now, they just shook up a bunch of the campaign nodes, and I got to say, I wasn't super impressed with what became available to us, but we do at least have enough material here to sink our teeth into. So, the most valuable characters I do think are going to be our Firestar, our Captain America, and our two Hivemind characters, which are now on the new Hivemind team. That's Carnage and Venom. We're going to get them up to 6 stars, and we're going to let them get to 7 stars naturally through orbs, through events, through calendars, all that kind of stuff. These are older characters, so they tend to give us more of their shards readily. You'll also see them in blitzes and all other kinds of stuff like that. Then we go down to our 5-star bracket. We're going to be doing 2099. Beast, because he's needed for the Apocalypse grind. Photon, because she's very, very valuable on that Secret Defenders team. Gwenpool, because, hey, there's going to be a Deadpool team, but also the New Warriors team still has a lot of gas left in the tank. Cersei, because she is an amazing early game arena character, as well as a 1 of 2 Crucible / War team that still has a lot of value, especially to new and mid-game players. Dagger, because she's going to be useful in a lot of legendary events. Again, we got a lot of the new warrior characters here. Brawn, he's part of a horseman team. Strange, he's a part of a horseman team, and Psylocke, all part of horseman teams, so you're going to need to get them up. And here's the thing, we want to get them up to about 5 stars, because we get them up to 5 yellow, 5 red. That's going to be sort of the baseline, what we're going to need to actually unlock the Apocalypse, and even push for the big boy Apocalypse. Once you get them to 5 stars, that shouldn't take you too long, probably about 3-4 months into the game. Then you're going to let it kind of build up over time, and when we get to about 5 or 6 months, we're ready to go for that Apocalypse. You won't have to worry about farming their shards. It won't add any time to your journey. Then we got Hela and Darkhawk. Hela is just a really, really good character available super early on. And Darkhawk is going to be on the Pegasus raid team, which still has a lot of life left in the tank. Emma is now easily farmable. You just need to unlock her. She is a standing passive. She reduces the speed stat of characters in this game, which is going to be very beneficial to you in your War and Crucible journeys in the future. And you don't need to put any resources into her, really. After that, guys, I strongly suggest you just keep to farming gear. The blue gear bottleneck, the purple gear bottleneck, the teal gear bottleneck, wherever you're at, orange is not a bottleneck, luckily. Wherever you're at, it's more beneficial to be building up your team's gear, their levels, their ISO, than to be farming their shards, because you do just passively get shards over time from orbs from all other locations. So don't waste your very, very important energy farming the character nodes further than what you absolutely need to. What I will also say is that unlocking all these characters doesn't happen at the same time, because the campaign, unless you are a veteran player, you've already unlocked all the campaigns, some get locked. For instance, this is my baby account. I have a level 65 account. I cannot get into Heroes Assembled difficulty hard or Villains United difficulty hard, so I don't have access to some of these characters. Namely, I don't have access to the Cersei node, I don't have access to the Photon, the 2099, I don't have access to those characters. There's other locations we can get them, you're going to see that later on in this video, but we're not going to overdo it in those locations. We're going to wait till the campaign opens up and start farming them from there. But let's move on to the next campaign, which is the Incursion campaign. Now, there's only 5 characters available, but all of which are very, very valuable characters and at least worthy of getting unlocked. And very few characters I actually suggest farming all the way up to 7 stars. Spider Weaver and Kang definitely get that nod. Once you get to those nodes, again, you cannot even get to the Incursion campaign until we are hitting, I believe it is level 70. And after that, this is not the first chapter that they're available in. They're available in future chapters. So it's going to take a while to get to them. But once you do get to them, farm them up to 7 stars. Val and Deathpool, that's more of a niche characters. We got, again, another New Warrior character. We have a Dark Dimension character. Pegasus is going to be on their way out, but they're still, as of right now, worth farming, and Val herself, being a Scopely original, is going to get reworked at some point in the near future. So getting them up to 6 stars, letting the rest happen naturally, is definitely advisable. Deathpool, mind you, is also in the Milestone 2 orb, so you're going to be getting her along the way just from doing your daily stuff. Then we got Zombie Iron Man. Get him unlocked. Don't farm him super far up. That's not really worth it, because at the end of the day, your energy is better off spent gaining red stars on characters you use than maxing out characters just because. You don't need a 7 yellow star Zombie Iron Man when instead you could be getting a bunch of red stars on your Pegasus team, on your A-Force team, because you use them in war, on your Eternals. There's so many red stars to be had in that Incursion that if you don't already have all your characters at 7 red stars, you're better off using your Incursion energy there, because it is very, very valuable. Alright, now we get to the stores. Now the stores got a huge shakeup, and I gotta say some stores won and some stores definitely lost. The Blitz store, so the Worthy Blitz Farms, this store got gutted by half of the best characters in there, like Gamora, Shang-Chi, they're now removed. But there's still a couple options in here, notably some Horseman team characters. First things first, though, let's get our rescue up to 6 stars. You're going to unlock Kestrel super early if you don't already have her. You want to pair her with Kestrel. That is a 1-2 power punch. You get Iron Man Infinity War, who we'll see later on. That 3-piece is amazing. They kind of function as an early game raid team alone. They also function as a really good mid-game 3-piece combo to be putting into a lot of Crucible and war fights. Then we have a bunch of Horseman characters. So we got Sunfire, She-Hulk, and Scarlet Witch. I would only get them up to 5 stars from the Blitz store. You don't want to waste too much of it, even though the Blitz store is kind of the easiest place to farm characters because you have the most control over your currency income. It's not worth it to bring them up higher. Instead, we'll switch over to orbs at some point. We got Deadpool, who was added, and Namor. Both of these characters are set to be reworked very soon. Namor for the Cabal team and Deadpool for his own team, which is really exciting and really fun. They might be really high up there. Like Deadpool, if he happens to be like the figurehead of the team, he gets the Gamora style rework, we might want to bring him all the way up to 7, but that's to be determined. I'll have like a little update in the comment section if that is the case once we find out what his rework is like. But after that, guys, it's Orb Farm City. Spider Slayer is set to be added to the Blitz store this week as of this video being posted, so if you're watching this in the future, then he's probably already there. He will be taking the place of Mockingbird as the featured Orb character. If Mockingbird is no longer the featured Orb character, you want to farm her up to 5 stars. You're going to use her to unlock Green Goblin Classic, and he is probably the most important legendary character if you like modes like War and Crucible. He does the most there. And Spider Slayer is an amazing character. If for whatever reason Spider Slayer just goes straight to the store and Mockingbird stays in the Orb premium drop, then farm Spider Slayer all the way up to 6 stars. There are very few characters in the Blitz store that are worth farming. Once the characters have reached the given star levels, or whatever you want to get them up to, you want to spam the orb, because the Blitz orb will give you gold on the side pillars. For some reason, people still aren't aware of that. Let me go ahead and pull it up in game for you guys. We'll open up 1 here. In fact, I'll open up 5 because I am at the point already 35 days in where I would rather farm the orb. You see we got a bunch of Mockingbird shards. We get 22,000 gold, a couple other shards for these characters. I only spent 1,900 credits as opposed to, that would have been so much more. It would have been 1,900 just for the Mockingbird shards. So the orb definitely has a lot more value for you guys. We move on to the raid store, and the raid store got a lot of great characters added, but your raid currency is pretty rare, so you want to be careful here. So the most important character is going to be your Cyclops. Once you get that extreme team started, they are probably the 2nd best cookie cutter team in the game, next to only Superior 6. But in the early game, if you are in the early game, they're the best arena team out there. So what you want to do is you want to get your Cyclops all the way up to 6 stars, your Icarus up to 6 stars, and then your Kraven. He's going to be part of the Superior 6, just like Spider Slayer. He's going to be being added soon. There is no raid orb special character, so he's just going to be thrown in the store probably at like 4,200 for 10 shards. He's going to be expensive, but he's definitely worth it. The next tier down, we're going to get Hardlight, Vulture, Cloak, Coulson, and Brawn up to 5 stars. A few of these characters are amazing for your legendary chases, including Vulture, Cloak, and Coulson, and then Braun is part of that Horseman team, and Hardlight is going to be a Secret Defender. Again, one of the top 5 current team in the game, so if you are watching this like even a year from now, these characters will still probably have a place in the game in the top 10, either in War or Crucible, or in some plug-and-play fashion. And Hardlight has the Apocalypse counter part of her kit. But after we get these characters here, we do want to start orb farming. The orb farming is a lot better right now. I'm trying to see in-game. I do have the ability to open up one in-game, so let's go ahead and do that. The orbs no longer have minions in it, which is just such a great change. So even here, I got characters I don't care about, but I don't feel as bad, because once they're done, and I'll be able to get some Ultimus credits from there. I don't think it's ever worth farming these characters past 6 stars. Let it happen naturally. Again, some of these characters are super old, and the game likes to rain them on you so that you are more enticed to buy the new members that get added to their teams. But these characters are great to farm right now. All right, the arena farm. The arena is a very sad store, and honestly, getting currency from the arena is no laughing matter. It takes a lot of time, so you gotta be very careful with how you spend your resources. Luckily, there's only one character left in the arena store that has meaningful value outside of just one mode, and that's going to be Gambit. You're going to want to get Gambit all the way up to 7 stars. One of very few characters where I would suggest doing that. The arena store, however, there's not many other great uses for arena credits. You could buy some training materials, but honestly, I've never liked that idea. You're much better off kind of hoarding yourself all the way up to 50,000 and then start farming some of these other characters that I have marked as unlocked. So Ronin, you're going to need him to unlock Green Goblin Classic, so you're going to want to unlock him at the very least. Star-Lord Annihilation, he's part of a good war team. He can be used to help you unlock Black Cat, but no longer a necessity because of the existence of Superior 6. Dagger, she's part of that new warrior team, so now we've hit all 5 members of the new warriors. This is going to give you a really strong Crucible team and a pretty decent war team, and they are city heroes for the most part, minus Gwenpool, so they work in a lot of other areas as well in the game. And Gwenpool, or not Gwenpool, sorry, Deathpool, works as a very, very good early game raid leader, if you will. And then we have Strange Heartless. Now, Strange Heartless is going to be needed for that Darkhold part of the Horseman team, so you're going to want to at least get him unlocked. We're only going to unlock these characters here, but like Dagger and Strange, they become farmable on campaign nodes later on. If we were to look over here, we can see that Dagger and Strange, we want to get them to 5 stars, but we want to unlock them via the arena store. And if we start getting too many credits, we can start farming them higher. The War Store. Now, the War Store is so packed with great characters, but here's the problem. The War Store currency is universal. Any amount of currency you spend on character shards is currency you're not spending on gear that can help you with your Dark Dimension travels, or just making your teams bigger. Say you have a big Extreme team. Well, there's no Extreme members to farm here, but you could farm Osmium for Nightcrawler and for Gambit. And that could happen in the War Store. So you're taxing yourself when you farm character shards. You definitely don't want to spend all your war credits on character shards. But these characters we have here are definitely ones you want to take a look at. Carnage up to 6 stars. Very, very easy choice for me. You can then farm him from a campaign later on, I believe is where he was added as well. Yeah, he was added to one of the later hard nodes. So you don't need to waste all your war currency on him, but it is just a great place to get him up really high, really fast. The Hive Mind team is kind of the newest team, so we're still getting shards for them from events and from calendars and from all over the place. So if you haven't got the full Hive Mind team unlocked yet, this is a good time. Now, if this is in the future, these characters will be farmable, and we'll have another video like this showing where they can be farmed and how high you should bring them at that point. From the 5 stars, 2099 is an amazing character. Him and Spider-Weaver become a 2-man power team. They will help you in War, they'll help you in Crucible, they will help you in all of your journeys in Scourges as well. Definitely don't sleep on these guys. Ironheart, she is the pivotal member of the Pegasus team. You absolutely, positively have to have her, and I do think the Pegasus team is going to see another year of life. We got Dazzler. She's a necessary evil for the Horseman team. Get her, but don't bother building her up. Then we got some unlocks. So Cersei is farmable in a later campaign, but you definitely want to get her unlocked because Icarus is so readily available. And like 2099 and Spider-Weaver, Icarus and Cersei become a 2-man team. So with a big Icarus who you farm from the raid store, he needs Cersei on the team just to activate his power, and you can go from there. So just make sure you're getting Cersei unlocked and build her up according to your Icarus. Sylvie, she's part of the Bifrost team. The Bifrost team, I think, will be the first raid team we see gone later this year. But for right now, it's still a safe bet, and she has some interesting mind control mechanics and a turn 1 stun, so she's a great character to at least get unlocked, and wait and see if you're going to end up building that Bifrost Mystic raid team. Absorbed Man, you're going to need him to help you unlock Nova along with Kang and the Masters of Evil team. And then we have X-23. Now, we don't know what the reworks are going to like for this X-Men team, but we did see their stats in game briefly, and somebody built up X-23, and we saw her absolutely crushing. She is an amazing plug-and-play character with speed bar manipulation, ability block, multiple hits, so you might want to keep an eye out for her. If she does get a meaningful stat boost, we're going to see her jump probably up to 6-star, maybe 7-star. I do have a soft spot in my heart for this character. She is super strong. And last but not least, we got the Crucible store. And the Crucible store, thank God, got absolutely crunched. There's not as many of the amazing characters that everybody wants to have maxed out in there, but it is still the newest store. It still has all the newest characters and a lot of Horseman characters for us here. What I will say, definitely unlock all these characters first, and then hard farm Quicksilver. The reason I want to say hard farm Quicksilver and not Ghost Rider is because Quicksilver wasn't put on the graphic they just put out showing us the characters that are now in the Crucible store, so he might be getting moved out soon. He has a permanent spot there right now. Quicksilver is an absolute unit. He is a solo player. He does not have a team. You can plug him in wherever there's a weak spot and he will make a team better for the most part. So I definitely suggest getting him up there. Even though he's dark promotion credits, he's worth those dark promotion credits. Then we got Ghost Rider. What more can you say? He is definitely on a top 5 team in the Secret Defenders, but he's going to have some solo play as well. With his bleeds, his speed bar, his unavoidable, his permakill attacks, he's going to have a long life in this game. Then we got Iron Man Infinity War. He's a quintessential part of the Pegasus team, giving them a bunch of damage and protection, and he just does a bunch of damage himself. So you want to get him up to at least 5-star. I struggled. I thought about putting him to 6-star, but we settled on 5 for now. Then we got the Horseman characters. Again, you can notice I put all the Horseman characters, all the characters you need to help you unlock Apocalypse. That's what I mean when I say Horseman. They're all in the 5-star range. This is just because this is kind of the baseline where we're going to need to have them at to unlock Apocalypse and hopefully be able to unlock the big boy Apocalypse without putting more shard farming into them. And then again, we're going to unlock Beta Ray Bill because he's part of the Bifrost team. Cosmo, because we're going to need him, or because we want him for a war team and he can help you get a bigger Black Cat. And then Peggy Carter, because you do need her for the Green Goblin Classic, and she's part of one of the newest teams in the game, the Out of Time team. So that's going to be really good. All right, guys, so that is your 2024 farm guide. These are the characters I strongly suggest you put your efforts into starting up to these levels and then putting a lot of gear into, but not right away. Once again, remember the general guidelines here, okay? Build characters up when you need them. Don't build up Peggy Carter just because. Build up Peggy Carter when you have Black Knight, when you have Captain America, when you have Starbrand, when you have Cosmic Ghost Rider. You have all 5, then pull the trigger and build them up. Same thing with the Horseman teams. Don't just build up Agatha just because. She's not a good solo play character. Wait till you have the entire Darkhold team, and even then, wait until you're staring at the Apocalypse Saga and you're wondering, when am I gonna start getting into it? Well, it takes a lot to get there, probably about a 6 to 8 month journey, I would assume. Obviously, I'm making this account so we can document that. But until you're looking at this screen, there's no real reason to build up your Darkhold team, which is for Pestilence, your Unlimited team, which is for Famine, your Gamma team, which is for War, or your Death Sea team, which is for Death. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment sections below. If you have any concerns, if you think I missed any characters, let me know as well. Basically, if a character didn't make it onto a list, particularly in the story mode, it's because it's 100% not worth your energy, even to try and get them unlocked. Like if I go to the Heroes Assembled and we go just to Chapter 4, it's not worth spending your energy to get Captain Sam unlocked, because it's not worth your resources to build him up. Same with Yondu. Venom, of course, we said build him as high as you can. Same with Beast, same with Bullseye. Doctor Strange, there could be a case to be made for him, but I wouldn't buy into it. Squirrel Girl, Iceman. So just because you unlock characters, just because you don't have a character 7 stars, does not mean it's a good idea to put all your resources and your energy, very coveted energy, into getting them. Instead, you want to be looking at whatever sort of gear you need for whatever your current usage is and go from there. I know if you're a new player, blue gear is a pain. All right, guys, have yourselves a great day. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment sections below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.